Good afternoon and welcome to GrainTV. It's January 17th, 2013. I'm Logan Burgess. To my right here is Brock Shimano. Guys, before we jump into the quotes here, we will be having Jeff Doran on the show tomorrow. He works with Planalytics, an agribusiness weather intelligence firm. He's worked for 30 years as an operational meteorologist, and we're very excited to have him on tomorrow. We're going to be talking about South American growing conditions, his outlook for the hard red winter wheat crop right now, which we know is off to a very poor start, and even an outlook on planting conditions here that will be coming up in a few months. So we're very excited to have him. Make sure you tune into GrainTV tomorrow. It should make for a really good show here and really share some great insights with you guys. But looking at fire tip here, we did have corn down 6.5 cents here today. Soybeans were off 5 cents. Chicago wheat down 2 1/4. Kansas City wheat down 4 1/4. Brock, we had some fundamentals in the market. It seemed like supporting things, but ultimately it really seemed like technically this was technical driven selling. I guess was that kind of your take?
Yeah, it looks like we did see a little bit of technical selling coming in the market today. I don't think it was really a surprise for us here or for a lot of traders out there. What we did see is we hit resistance up at about 734 for corn. That's the top end of that bear trend line. If you draw a line from the highs we hit in late August and the highs we hit in late November, you'll see that we're bumping right up against that. We tested it yesterday, retested it today, we failed, so we ended up selling off a little bit. If you look at the soybean chart, you can see that we hit a 200-day moving average here coming in at about 1446. We also had 1450 hanging right over top of us, so a couple of key resistance areas there as well on soybeans. But like you said, fundamentals were pretty good this morning. We got the export sales report. If you take a look at this chart we've been watching all marketing year long, you can see that once again we beat expectations. This is the soybean chart. The red line is what we were expecting given seasonalities to meet the USDA projections. The blue bar is what we actually did receive this week. We hit 1.6 million metric tons for this marketing year, combined total of 1.8 for this year and next. So very good showing for soybeans this week. Corn, a little bit of a different story. We did see pretty good export sales this week of 393,000 metric tons. High end of expectation was about 250,000 metric tons. But we continue to see that we have pretty abysmal sales throughout this marketing year. The USDA did revise their expectations lower last week in their report, but we continue to run just a little bit behind even that revised pace that the USDA is expecting.
All right, Brock, with this in mind, with the export numbers that we saw today, we saw China back in a big way in the export market for beans. What's kind of your outlook here moving into next week? I know we had pretty strong gains throughout this week. Is this kind of a near-term top in your mind, or what are you kind of looking at?
I'm thinking for corn, we probably did hit a near-term top. We need to continue to see bullish stories to provide enough fuel for the corn market to move a little bit higher, get past that resistance area that we've been looking at. So I think we'll end up sliding a little bit lower on corn. For soybeans, I'm a little bit more bullish. In the near term, the next couple of days or so, I think we'll see a little bit more selling. We've had almost $1 run up since last week. I think in the near term, we'll see a little bit of selling, but longer term, I'm a little bit more bullish for the soybean market. We've seen continued good demand stories there. We've seen the crush numbers earlier this week were good. We saw export sales today were outstanding, so I'm a little bit more bullish on the bean market.
Okay, well, it seems like there's certainly some very important technical price levels to keep an eye on. If you guys have a question about those or want to take a look for yourself, you can always visit us over at grainhedge.com and take a free demo of the trading platform that we use here on GrainTV. Additionally, like I said at the beginning of the show, very excited and privileged to have Jeff Doran on the show tomorrow. Some really in-depth analysis that is very, very timely for what we're looking at right now, especially with how much trade chatter there has been around South American production. So we're very excited for that. Join us on GrainTV for a complete breakdown there. But I think that kind of wraps up our show here for Thursday afternoon, guys. Thanks a lot for joining us. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow.